I have received so many requests for a travel capsule, as I know many of you are starting to think about your summer vacation, or alternatively, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere like me, your upcoming Euro holiday. So I've distilled my closet down into a little summer capsule that is perfect for taking for trips that are 3 weeks or more. And I really wanted to focus on this because I think it is easy enough to pack a carry-on for 1 week only, but packing for a larger trip, one that is going to be 3 to 5+ weeks, can be the real challenge. And I'm going to share with you some of my tips that I utilize when I'm packing for an extended holiday. And today's video does include a paid partnership with VIVAIA, but more on that very soon. So I want to dive right into it and actually share with you my tips, the things that I tend to hone in on when I'm packing for an extended period of time. The first one is to start with core pieces that you want to take with you. These are the items that you're really excited to wear, and they're going to form the starting point for this little travel edit. The second thing is to focus on clothing that you actually like to wear. Things that you wear in your day-to-day life, because then you're going to feel like yourself, like you're traveling with a part of who you are, no matter where you head to in the world. I tend to prioritize separates because then you can get a lot more mileage out of the items that you're taking with you. You also have a lot more styling options. I think about the fabrications that I'm taking with me. Can it be easily laundered if I'm washing it in a sink and then hanging it to dry? And you can buy these fantastic little hangers that you can take with you and just pop in the shower or on the veranda, wherever it is that you're staying. You want to have a cohesive color palette so that things work harmoniously together. You also want to think about the formality level. So have a real range, because then that allows you to mix and match and play around with the styling. And of course, probably the most important point, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of walking, is shoes that are actually comfortable. And I mean ones that aren't going to give you blisters at the end of a day exploring around a new city. And that kind of brings me on to today's partner, which is VIVAIA. And I'm so excited to be working with them again. You know how much I love their shoes. I've been wearing them for quite a few years now, and comfort really is at the root of every single pair of shoes they design. And they've got some new styles out on their website, some new sandals, which really take that level of comfort up a notch just from your standard leather sandal, which quite often they tend to wrinkle and start to look really worn over time, whereas VIVAIA's, because they are made out of this knitted woven fabrication, they stretch to the shape of your foot, but not only that, they don't wrinkle or crease at all. And of course, the best part about VIVAIA's shoes is that they're all wide feet friendly. So perfect if you have a bunion like me, or you just have a wider foot in general, because they're really going to accommodate your feet. And they do actually have specific styles that are cut even wider across the foot, which is brilliant. I do have a pair of those, and they are so comfortable to wear. And before I share with you the shoes, I have a code for 12% off site-wide. It is 12MJ. It's going to be on screen, as well as linked down in the description box, along with everything else that I feature in this video. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about their new sandals. So we have here the Mesa sandals, which come in a bunch of different styles, but they feature that newly upgraded insole with 5mm cushioned padding, which are just so comfy. And then they have these really lovely straps, which are quite kind of flexible. I love the snake print design on these as well. It makes for a really easy neutral, but of course they come in black and a few other colors as well. And these are going to be one of the pairs that I include in the travel capsule. The other new sandal style that I have from VIVAIA are the Mayara sandals, and these are definitely going to be replacing my YSL ones because they're actually comfortable to wear. My YSL ones give me blisters every single time I wear them for the entirety of the day, whereas these are just so comfortable because, again, they have that nice flex across the foot. It's also worth noting that these are super breathable and sweat absorbent, and they provide lots of arch support as well. And I think in the close-ups you can get a really good sense of that diamond pad cushioning. I'm going to show you how this compares to my YSL slides so you can get a sense of how much additional support these give. Then we also have the jade mules, which I'll be including in the travel capsule as well, in this lovely sandy beige color with that architectural block heel, which gives a lot of support to the heel and makes them very easy, comfortable to walk in, as well as the fact that they're not astronomically high. They just give you that nice boost. Again, those have those lovely upgraded cushioned insoles as well, making them incredibly comfortable. Another pair that I'll be including in the travel capsule are the Melia pointed toe flats, and I really love this camo design. I think it adds a sense of style and a little bit of print into your outfits, especially if you're wearing a lot of neutrals like I do. And they have that lovely anti-blister cushioning at the heel as well, which means that you aren't going to have any break-in issues with these. They're really great walking long distances. If you love a Mary Jane flare, I did just want to highlight the Maria pointed toe Mary Janes. I think these are so chic. I like the fact that the strap is actually cut on the diagonal and it's really nice and wide. These are adjustable to any length, so it suits any width of foot, and it has this lovely hexagonal closure here as well on the buckle, which I think is very, very chic. Final pair of shoes, which I will be including in the travel capsule, are the new urban sneakers. I am actually obsessed with these. They are so unbelievably comfortable. They have these micro bubbles in the sole, which actually gives you a lot more support and cushioning. They feel really, really bouncy to wear actually. And they have this lovely sock-like fit, so they really form to the shape of your foot. They come in both a mesh, which I have here, in addition to a wool version, which is water resistant, and they are unisex too. My husband, when he saw these, loved them so much that I have a pair in dark grey winging their way over to me right now. So we're going to be a matching family because they're actually launching these in a kids style as well, which is a really new thing for VIVAIA, and I have the kids pair too. I'm going to show you a little side by side. So the adult pair and then the kids pair. My son was so chuffed when I showed him his new shoes, and I just think the black on black is really chic, but they come in a range of colors. You don't just have to go with neutrals. They have some really fun brights as well. So there's sort of something for everyone, especially if you want to make a little bit of a fashion moment with your sneakers. The thing I really like about these shoes, aside from the comfort, is how easy they are to slip on and slip off, which makes them the perfect traveling companion. You can just imagine going through the airport security. You can easily slip these off your foot, put your foot back into them without actually having to kind of bend over, do up any laces, because they have this wide opening here. And I'll show you in the cutaways how this works, but literally do not even have to touch the shoes in order to put them on, which I think is brilliant. And of course you can throw these in the wash as well to give them a little bit of a freshen up if you need. So those are the new styles from VIVAIA, including the 4 pairs I'll be including in this capsule. You can use my code 12MJ for 12% off site-wide, but I think a really beautiful array, and I'm just so excited about these new styles and all the different outfits that I'm going to put together with them. Now I want to talk through the breakdown of items that I decided to curate for this travel capsule, in addition to sharing with you all the different outfits. And I set a benchmark of putting together at least 21 outfits, not including going out outfits, and I feel like I really knocked it out of the park. I think there's probably at least 30 permutations in the try-on clips, and I really decided to center this around a holiday where you're doing multiple different things. So hiking, you've got a bit of a city break in there, as well as a bit of a beach trip too. And you'll see all of those techniques I mentioned earlier put into practice, in addition to how it all fits in a suitcase. The one that I decided to go with for this is from Nair. This is their medium-sized suitcase, and it actually has an expandable gusset, I think is probably the correct word. And we're going to work backwards, but I went with 3 knitwear or outerwear pieces, 5 dresses, 8 bottoms comprised of 2 pairs of pants, 2 skirts, and 4 pairs of shorts, 12 tops, which were a real mix of casual and then slightly more elevated basics, 1 loungewear set for travel, 2 activewear sets, 4 pairs of VIVAIA shoes, and then 3 bags, 1 for casual wear, 1 for going out, and then 1 for your city break. But I also packed an additional going out bag, which I felt you could also wear every day, just kind of dialed down with really casual items. In terms of my color palette, I've gone for my base neutrals, which are white, gray, and black, and then I've really complemented that with earthier tones. So we've gone with a butter yellow, a light blue and dark blue, and then also kind of more of this burgundy terracotta color as well, which brown sort of fits within that category. So everything really seems to work together quite nicely. So starting with our travel and hiking outfits, from the clothing perspective, all of this is from Lululemon because it is so comfortable and really soft. I like the fact that their activewear in particular is quite sort of on the thin side and really stretchy, so it means that if you need to launder it, if you're going to be doing more than 2 hikes, it is not going to take too long to dry, and that is a really important fact. You can see that I've styled both the travel outfit as well as my kind of hiking outfits with those lovely comfortable sneakers from VIVAIA, which just seriously put such a pep in my step because they are so bouncy and so comfortable to walk in. Next, let's go through all of my beach outfits, and I have some really lovely shorts. I think denim shorts are a great one to take with you when you're traveling because they are so durable, and generally we can wear them multiple times before we need to wash them, and that is something that you really need to keep in mind when you are are traveling for a long period of time is when and how are you going to wash the clothing that you've brought with you? And that takes some careful planning. When you're just heading down to the beach, comfort is probably going to be the thing that is top of mind. And so often we are just wearing a singlet or a t-shirt with our shorts or skirts of choice. And again, this is really where comfortable shoes are going to come into play. And it's one of the reasons why I really love these little slip-on sandals from VIVAIA, because they add this element of style, especially having that knotted detail at the forefront of the shoe. I like the double strap element too. They do not slip off your feet either, which is just a must for me. And I like the way that the straps actually miss my bunions, so there's no additional pressure applied there. So in terms of the fabrications, a lot of the items that I've picked that are a little bit more casual tend to be in cotton or linen. And I've made sure that the fabrics are not too thick because, again, when you are washing them, you want to make sure that you can dry them as quickly, as speedily as possible, especially if you are traveling between multiple places and maybe you've only got a day or two at each location. I am assuming here that it's unlikely that you're going to have access to a washing machine. So thinking about packing some washing powder or washing liquid in your suitcase is definitely something I would recommend doing so that you can just wash things in the sink. And then you want to have one of these little travel gadgets that I mentioned earlier. I'll put a photo on screen, but they are such a lifesaver. I used one of these when I went traveling around Europe for over 7 weeks when I was 21, and it was a game changer. I also think that this can be where those little dresses that we have come into their own, because they really are a full outfit without having to put any additional effort in. I actually like the fact that the Mesa sandals also double up really nicely for just walking around in a city break as well, depending on your styling. However, the shoes that I really focused on for a lot of those more city break outfits were the Melia pointed toe flats. And again, I really love the camo color of these, and the fact that they are a dorse flat as well. It just adds this little kind of elevated touch, the pointed toe too, and they are incredibly comfortable to walk in. However, if you want a little bit of additional cushioning, then I recommend the Aria 5 from VIVAIA, because they are just fabulous, one of my favorites, as well as their Margot flats too, if you want something that is cut a bit wider across the foot and you don't find that pointed toe shoes work as well for you. So when it came to dressing for the city break, I thought a lot about the types of silhouettes, how we can really create balance in our outfits, but also that mix of more elevated pieces with things that felt a little bit more dialed down. And this can be a great way that you can also elevate things like the denim shorts that you have and make them feel more suited in a city setting. I especially love a long trouser because they have that drama to them, and when it is in a natural fiber, it feels very cool and comfortable to wear. But again, those dresses, they are going to look so chic with the Melia pointed toe flats, and those were definitely some of the outfits that I was most excited about. I was also really into this idea of kind of dialing down this maxi length skirt that I have in nylon, which is a great fabric to take traveling because it washes and dries so quickly, with a big oversized t-shirt. I thought that was really chic, and then you can kind of play things up with the sequin bag. And those were all little styling details that I had so much fun with. And as you can see, there are so many different options that you can wear, so many different permutations, and I barely even scratched the surface. Final category of outfits were evening wear outfits, and I really was thinking a lot about if you are kind of more in a city setting and you're heading out to a nicer restaurant, then you want to have a few different options that you can wear that are going to give you that sense of elegance but also still feel very easy while you're on holiday. And of course, I elevated every single one of those looks with the VIVAIA Jade Mules, which had that little bit of elevation, but also just being heeled sandal, they instantly up the formality level of your outfit without any other effort involved. And I quite like the idea of having those longer dresses and pairing them with the heels, but also I added these little silky trousers into my travel capsule, and having that kind of lustrous silky fabrication, they instantly feel elegant, luxurious, and to me feel perfectly suited for an evening out. And probably one of my favorite looks was pairing them with that black vest. And I think here you can really see how accessories have a lot of power in terms of elevating our outfits and kind of changing the overall mood and feeling of them. You can really see how versatile a silk slip dress is as well, because it can be dialed up, dialed down. It can be worn as a skirt. You can wear it as a cami top by tucking the excess into another skirt or your trousers. It just, to me, is the perfect day to night piece. And here I'm going to show you how everything fits into the suitcase. I use the Marie Kondo style for packing, and Pretty much every single clothing item fit on the left-hand side of the suitcase bar 3 pieces, which I popped into a little packing cube. I also put all the activewear in a packing cube as well, and then all of my toiletries, shoes, bags fit on the other side of the bag. And I still have room as well if I want to do a little bit of shopping because, as mentioned, the suitcase is expandable. So while it might have looked like I packed a lot of items, I really was very considered about what would fit in the suitcase and also not go over the weight limit. So there you have it, a little bit of a travel capsule for an extended holiday away. I really hope that you enjoyed this, you found it useful and helpful, and that it gave you some styling ideas as well for your own holiday. As mentioned, everything that I shared in this video will be linked down in the description box below. You can get 12% off at VIVAIA using my code 12MJ, and I would love to know which pair of shoes you are eyeing up. Please let me know in the comments because I always get so excited talking about one of my favorite accessories, shoes, and thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. If you're new here, you want some more styling advice, more capsule wardrobes, brand reviews, then please do hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next week with a brand new one. See you very soon. Bye.